Thank you, Carly. There's a group of Nueces County residents forming a groundwater conservation district so they can have more control over water use.
That's right, Barbie. This all came about after the city began drilling down into an aquifer and pulling out water, which it then sends into the Nueces River to help with our water shortage. Well, the big worry for residents is not only that their own water wells might dry up, but also the salt.
3 News reporter Michael Gibson took a trip down the river, met with those residents for this report.
The trip up and down the river not only showcased the beauty of the Nueces, but also gave a clear view of the salt dam and the city's new water well projects. Those wells are what brought Kelly Harlan and Chris Cuellar out on the water this morning. They took samples at several points along the river, showing how salty the water is upstream, where the city isn't dumping well water compared to where it is.
This has been at 1,200 plus for months, and that's going to have a drastic effect on the fish, on the birds, on the insects, everything that uses this river.
Cuellar, who owns property along the river, says the numbers don't lie. The city's well water is saltier than what naturally flows from the lake.
Your baseline is the raw water coming released from the lakes, and that's running around 800. But when you add 3,500 into the side of the river at 4 million gallons, and then you have another well at 1.5 million doing 5,100.
He says that kind of concentration can create an impact zone stretching for miles.
But the impact is far, far greater in that short zone where the blending hadn't occurred yet. And you can see the current of the river is very, very slow. And so that blending, it's a very concentrated amount in the river for a period of miles before it does finally dilute down.
Cuellar showed us how those readings change once the salty well water hits the natural flow.
I'll let you see the changing results. So if you have 4,200 coming off of the rock and going into 840, this is what the impact zone looks like.
City Manager Peter Zanoni says the city's own testing tells a different story. He says the well project is monitored constantly and meets all state requirements.
We're allowed by the state to introduce more saltier water into the river. We monitor it. That's part of our requirement with TCEQ. In the last 8 months, we have had no issues with water quality.
So while the city says everything's within state standards, folks here along the Nueces say they're seeing changes that could spell trouble for the river's future. Along the Nueces River, Michael Gibson, 3 News.